Alright, we're yet again back with another After Talk. My name is New Flower Girl, but you can call me Demi, and we're going to be talking about the Miami F1 2022 Grand Prix. It's a whole new track. I have to admit, some bits I don't really like of the track, like a very tight chicane. And yeah, most of the track I do like. Like 3 DRS zones. It's like amazing. You can do like a massive DRS train at the beginning of the Grand Prix. It's so fun. But it's the only Grand Prix we're gonna be talking about. So what I thought would be fun to do is get out the first 3 practice and like all the practice and qualifying, how the grids looks, and yeah, maybe see like what the fastest lap is. Also, there's like this bit called pit stops. Let me go quickly look what that is. Oh, that's like when people made pit stop. Alright, we're not going to be looking at that. Maybe we'll be looking at who got the fastest pit stop. I think it is McLaren. Maybe Red Bull. I mean, there's this battle going on between McLaren and Red Bull for fastest pit stop. I think right now it is Red Bull. It is Red Bull, yeah. Okay. Well, we're going to be looking at FP1 right now. So, I didn't fully watch FP1. I was somewhere and I just only saw the last few seconds, last few minutes. I know that Valtteri Bottas had a shunt. Well, he crashed, causing a red flag. But yeah, that's all I know. I'm just gonna go from top to bottom for who was in order of like who was there. First, Charles Leclerc, then George Russell, Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Pierre Gasly, Carlos Sainz, Alexander Albon. My mic is far away. I'm sorry, you guys would probably be able to understand me, but still, it feels wrong to have it so far away. But here we go. Charles Leclerc, George Russell, Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez, Pierre Gasly, Carlos Sainz, Alex Albon, Lewis Hamilton, Kevin Magnussen, Daniel Ricciardo, Lando Norris, Fernando Alonso, Guan Yu Zhao, Sebastian Vettel, Esteban Ocon, Lance Stroll, Valtteri Bottas, Yuki Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, and Nicholas Latifi. That's FP1. FP2, I did see live. And I had a massive shock. We all had a massive shock. Carlos Sainz went into the wall quite hard, causing another red flag. But and also Max Verstappen and Valtteri Bottas didn't do any times. Max had issues. Valtteri's car was just beaten up that bad that they couldn't finish. That they couldn't do FP2. He was able to do FP3. That's just a spoiler. But yeah. P1 surprising, George Russell. Then Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez, Lewis Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Lando Norris, Pierre Gasly, Guan Yu Zhao, Esteban Ocon, Kevin Magnussen, Carlos Sainz with a shunt, Daniel Ricciardo, Yuki Tsunoda, Sebastian Vettel, Mick Schumacher, Lance Stroll, Alexander Albon, Nicholas Latifi, Max Verstappen, who actually put in 1 lap, but it wasn't a timed lap, and Valtteri Bottas with 0 laps. Now FP3, where there was once again another shunt. This prevented that guy to not put a time, and that was Esteban Ocon. He didn't even put a time in FP3 even. I think he was just like pushing for a lap, and then all of a sudden his car slipped, crashed in the same spot as Carlos Sainz, which I do have a bit of in the review of like what happened and stuff, like meme review, which I do at the end. Yeah, let's go. Top to bottom. Sergio Perez, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Fernando Alonso, Sebastian Vettel, Mick Schumacher, doing great. Carlos Sainz keeping his car out of the barriers this time. Max also did keep his car out of the barriers. It was like this much before he hit the barriers. He basically spun in the chicane. But he was able to get the car going again. Oh, that might have been Q3. No, that was FP3, sorry. Kevin Magnussen, Alexander Albon on 9. Lando Norris, Yuki Tsunoda, Lance Stroll, Daniel Ricciardo, Valtteri Bottas with his car fixed. Lewis Hamilton, that's not where he's supposed to be. Pierre Gasly, George Russell, that's not where he's supposed to be. Guan Yu Zhou, Nicholas Latifi and Esteban Ocon with no timed lap, but was able to put in 3 laps. Q1. Well, basically the qualifying for Formula 1 is as followed. You have Q1, Q2 and Q3. Q1 is where all the drivers go out for the timed lap, so that's 20 drivers. And then the slowest 5, to put it in that way, they get eliminated. They cannot go on with qualifying. And then so on. And Q3 is top 10 qualifying. I don't think Schumacher has ever been in a top 10 qualifying. One day he will put that has there. So the eliminated ones are Esteban Ocon. Obviously his monocoque was damaged. That's basically the part where they sit in. Nicholas Latifi, Alexander Albon, Guan Yu Zhou and Kevin Magnussen. Very disappointing for Haas. But again, Mick Schumacher ahead of him. And then Q2. There the eliminated ones are Mick Schumacher, Daniel Ricciardo, Sebastian Vettel, George Russell, very disappointing, and Fernando Alonso. So, yeah. Once again, for Valtteri Bottas, a Q3 appearance, and for Lewis Hamilton, yeah, Lewis just did great. I'm just saying. Lewis did better. Then in Q3, the top 10, if it wants to load for me, it is Charles Leclerc who got pole, Carlos Sainz in 2nd, Max Verstappen 3rd, Sergio Perez behind him, then Valtteri Bottas, Lewis Hamilton, that's going to be fun, Pierre Gasly, Lando Norris, Yuki Tsunoda and Lance Stroll. So, yeah, the time of Leclerc in qualifying, his fastest time, was actually 1 minute 28.796. And I was like saying, there is going to be a 128. And then all of a sudden, like Max drove it. It was like 128.991. Or something like that. Ish. Yeah. The grid was as followed. Charles Leclerc on pole with Carlos Sainz next to him. Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez on the second row, Valtteri Bottas and Lewis Hamilton on the 3rd row, Pierre Gasly and Lando Norris on the 4th row, Yuki Tsunoda and Lance Stroll on the 5th row. They have a history together of kind of colliding. Then we have Fernando Alonso and George Russell behind them, Sebastian Vettel and Daniel Ricciardo on the 7th row, Mick Schumacher and Kevin Magnussen Haas on the 8th row, Guan Yu Zhou and Alexander Albon on the 9th row, and Nicholas Latifi and Esteban Ocon on the 10th row. Now there was a bit of a difference because both Aston Martins, so that would be Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll, started from the pit lane, so it changed up a little. So it would be Yuki Tsunoda next to Fernando Alonso, George Russell next to Daniel Ricciardo, Mick Schumacher and Kevin Magnussen next to each other, Guan Yu Zhou and Alexander Albon next to each other, Nicholas Latifi and Esteban Ocon next to each other, and then the Aston Martins starting from the pits. Well, what a race it was. I think this was one of my favorite races. Even though with the fake harbour they built, it was a good race. George Russell, again, outscoring Lewis Hamilton. George Russell is the only one to finish in the top 5 all the races, like all 5 races, which is consistent. And like the man once said, consistency is key. That is true. The DNFs of that day were Guan Yu Zhao, who had some issues. Lando Norris, who actually crashed. He collided with Pierre Gasly. I was like so disappointed. Yeah. Pierre Gasly also DNF'd. Sebastian Vettel and Kevin Magnussen also DNF'd. Why Kevin Magnussen DNF? Anyway, he's still he's still classified as 16th. Vettel as 17th. The winner. There were penalties given to Fernando Alonso. 2 times 5 seconds, so that's 10 seconds. He was in 8th, but because of the first 5 seconds, he got 9th, and then another 5 seconds added on made him drop to 11th, which made Alexander Albon the top scoring Williams once again. The red hair of Alexander Albon has paid off. He dyed his hair for the Grand Prix of Australia, and it granted him a point. But for the Grand Prix of Emilia-Romagna, it faded, and then he had to re-dye it before the Grand Prix of Miami, and now he got 2 points. So it's crazy how that goes. But the winner, well, if you look at how it went in the last couple of races where Charles Leclerc was on pole, you would say that Charles would win, but he didn't. Basically, Red Bull is so fast on the straights. Like, they have such a high straight line speed. But the Ferraris have also noticed that they are fast in the slow corners, where it is Ferrari's strong point. They basically made it so Max won. So yeah, Charles 2nd and Carlos Sainz 3rd. Yeah. No McLarens in the points. Daniel Ricciardo on a P13. Also no points for AlphaTauri. Yeah. Anyway, it was a good race. Also no points for Haas, obviously. Yeah. Aston Martin got 1 point with Lance Stroll in P10 starting from the pits. If you remember, in MotoGP, in Moto3, if you start from the pit lane, there is this small chance you are able to win the race. Pedro Acosta is one of those people who can win the race started from the pit lane. And there are some people who actually can win a race with a double long lap for something. But we'll talk about that next week, because that's basically that's basically a year ago when that happened. Anyway. Fastest pit stop, I believe. How do I see that? I can't see that here. Never mind. I think the fastest lap, it is for Max Verstappen with a 1 minute 31.361, which is 0.127 faster than Leclerc's fastest time. But anyway, Lando also got the fastest lap. Ooh. And Mick Schumacher as well, which is Schumacher's time is actually 1.167 of the time of our Supermax. So that's great. this proves that Haas is faster than Lewis Hamilton. Sorry to say. But yeah. Now let's go to the meme review. Got my Instagram open, and there are some other bits like this one and this one and this one, which actually I'm talking about. But we'll go. There are also bits about about Johnny Depp. I'm following that court thing. So yeah. Well, let's go to the first one, which is quite low down. The first one is here, which is from Sky Sports F1. This just shows how fake the harbor is. Yeah, we still haven't gotten over this clip of Slater swimming in the Miami Marina. We need Giovinazzi walking over there. Yeah, I think that I actually have something like that. I think it's in here. From motorsports.com on Instagram. These are all on Instagram. Look. GG. This one is from when Ricciardo won at Monaco. So that's also fun. Yeah, this one is from Drive to Survive. I really like that one. Yeah, that's painful. You should never do that. This is the crash from Lando Norris. It wasn't severe, like he didn't hit a wall, he just hit a car. Yeah, and yeah, that. Basically Lando's helmet for this weekend was a basketball. Lando's helmet for the Miami Grand Prix is gonna look so realistic with porpoising. Well, unfortunately, we weren't able to see that because McLaren doesn't have porpoising. And this one. Imola 2021, Russell chasing Bottas. Imola 2022, Bottas chasing Russell. I love that one. Unfortunately, this one didn't end up well. This one did, so maybe it has to do with something. And then we have the results of FP2. Don't do that. Don't give me hope. You know, one day George Russell will win a Grand Prix. I'm just saying. He's got the car. Miami doesn't have gravel traps. Yay! You managed to crash anyway. Oof. He does exactly what I do, but better. Yes. That one is good as well. Qualify at any position. Drive outside of the top 3. Somehow finish on the podium. Yeah, that's Lando Norris turning into Kimi Raikkonen. And this one. A Ferrari crashes into a Mercedes sign. A Mercedes won't finish the race. Yes. Yes, this was at the Hockenheim Grand Prix 2019. Yeah, as when when it was so rainy, Charles was leading the race and he just hit the wall. And it was like something to do with an anniversary for Mercedes as well. I mean, I've seen that Drive to Survive episode. I can't remember. And then we had Ferrari crashes into a Red Bull sign, right here. A Red Bull won't set a time in FP2. Yeah. Lewis Hamilton, of course, man of strategy, but this time strategy wasn't kind to him. This one was from Imola. A meme from Imola. Hamilton, Gasly, lap 30. Lap 40, trying to get past where you can simply just walk around. Just so simple. This is the aftermath of the Esteban Ocon crash. It was 51G, which is G-force, and that's basically how you can calculate. It's basically like that's how heavy you'll feel. So, like, for example, you are Esteban Ocon. You weigh we're gonna do a quick calculation right here. So say I'm Esteban Ocon. I'm like around 55 kilograms ish. I haven't weighed myself in a long time. Now how you measure how heavy you'll feel is you just multiply it by 51. So if I was in that car experiencing it, I would have weighed 2,805 kilograms. I mean, that's just heavy. And now I want to know of you guys how heavy you guys would have been if you had been in that crash. So it's your weight and multiply that with 51. So like it is, for me it was 55 times 51. So basically do it like that. You don't have to put the calculation in the comments, you can just put I would have weighed this much. Yeah? It's like that. I love this one. Nicholas Latifi stopped on track to take a closer look at to the barrier he's planning to use to change the race order on Sunday. He didn't actually use that wall, just saying. Yeah, basically this was his tire wasn't mounted on properly. So yeah. I don't know why, but Miami Grand Prix is being a bit weird. Carlos actually hit his head on like one of these bars. I'm not sure why McLaren is doing this. Sebastian Vettel is just Sebastian Vettel, and I'm not sure what Charles is doing. This one is also fun. It's the name Sainz, you can change it as much as you want. So Carlos Sainz, an autograph. Carlos Spains, because he's a Spaniard. Carlos Heinz. I don't know why these people came up with it. Carlos Pains. Yeah. Carlos Spins. And another Carlos Spins. And Carlos Confused Sainz. That's funny. This one has a bit more of a history. So, the FIA has made a new rule where you can no longer wear jewelry in the car. Lewis Hamilton is one of those drivers who wears jewelry. He has a nose piercing, but he can't get it out. It's like in here, so you can't get it out like that. So yeah, but he retaliated and basically put on like 4 watches and all of his rings and a lot of necklaces. You know, there's humor in this man. And this is one of the many examples. When you join a team that's won 8 world titles in a row and it suddenly becomes a midfield runner. Why? Poor George. Yeah, they're in Miami, so they had to do it. They had to do it in the style of GTA. I've never actually played it. I do have the game, but I never play it. Yeah. That's not part of Formula 1. I chose good times to wake up during that race. Lap 1 to 7, I sleep. Lap 8, I wake up. I'm not sure why lap 8. What happened in lap 8? I don't know, can't remember. Lap 9 till 40, I sleep. Lap 41 till the end of the race, I wake up. Mercedes crying about bad car and porpoising. They are P2 in the championship. True. So true. It's fake water, which means the water isn't real. This is a meme from Drive to Survive. This guy, Will Buxton, he basically made a meme unintentionally where it was like, I'm gonna make up one right here. If you don't go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver. It's like the obvious. I mean, that saying which I just used. If you don't go for a gap, if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver. That's actually something Ayrton Senna once said. Yeah. But it's just the obvious, you know? It's the obvious. Like, it's fake water, which means the water isn't real. I mean, come on. And this one is Haas Grand Prix, which does look good. Look at Gunther. Look how good he looks. No gravel traps in Miami, but narrow turns. 14 and 15 ward section, yes. Red Bull Racing. I think I forgot something. If you forgot, then it wasn't important. Yeah, you're right. Reliability. I mean, they kind of fixed it. Formula 1 Miami Grand Prix or soccer? I mean, why? And they also got this, which was awesome. Well, Lando's helmet, which we looked at earlier. Yeah, we need these guys back. Mercedes. Let us know what you want to do. Lewis. I don't know, man. You tell me. Lewis. Strategy hasn't been kind to me. I mean... Karma? It's kind of karma. Only in America. Like this Christian Horner right here and his wife. And these are police. Right here, I think that's where the drivers are. I don't know. Or they're dragging trophies there. Who impressed you the most? Let me know in the comments. P3 to P1. P12 to P5. P8 to P9. Or P20 to P8. To be honest, Ocon impressed me the most. Some things should never change. The bromance is still there. Still there. This is a crash of a mentor and his pupil. Mick Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel, they collided. So, yeah. Unfortunately for them. And this was actually, this is not actually a meme, this is actually real. I'm seeing that I'm going way over time with these memes. Verstappen started P4 after a penalty in Mexico 2019. And this is the first Ferrari's front row since the 2019 Mexican Grand Prix, like I said. Yeah, another one like this. Look at Vettel up here. Look at him. Look at the chopper. And the fake harbour right there. And Rosberg as well. This is not actually a meme. That's not too. This one. The most meme-worthy moments of the F1 Miami Grand Prix. Well, we'll see. 3, 2, 1. Ta-da! Meme. I don't know what that one is. That's... Yeah. Yeah, don't know why. Sebastian Vettel. Just being him. Yeah. And we love that one. I love this one too. Breaking. Lewis Hamilton will not race this week since there's no race this week. Yeah. We can say that about everyone, really. Formula Fake. In Miami, the new circuit has built a harbour with fake water in it. It's not the first time that F1 uses fake constructions. Let's see. The Formula 1 used fake facades to cover old buildings in Baku. Yeah, say that twice. Monaco is building new high rises at Portier, but F1 made sure everyone can still enjoy the sea. The sea is right here. Next one. You've probably noticed it before, but most of the sand next to the track in Bahrain is just paint. I mean, I already knew. In Saudi Arabia, they're not even really trying. One of the unfinished buildings is covered up with an Aramco banner. It's a big word for me, guys. Now scroll up. And this one. Yeah, I mean, come on. This just looks too. This just feels like it should be. According to Ted Kravitz, Carlos Sainz had no drink throughout the Miami Grand Prix, where it was the hottest race this season. Yes, it is exhausting. But wait until they go to Singapore. That is hot too. They need to have like ice baths as well there. And this is a comparison to the crashes. Ocon actually went in earlier than Sainz. That's Max Verstappen. I'm sorry. That was Max, not Perez. Look at what happens. You know? After this one, red flag comes out immediately. This is Max, not Checo. They messed up there. They even said it in the comments. I mean, right here. That ain't Perez. That was Verstappen, not Perez. They messed up here. Sorry. European F1 fans waking up on Sunday morning only to wait for the Miami Grand Prix to start and be like, yeah. That is totally me. That's totally me, just waiting. I'd be like this, you know, grabbing my helmet, put my feet on. Probably not a good idea. Yeah, like I said, George is the only driver to finish in the top 5 at every race this season. Sakhir P4, Jeddah P5, Melbourne P3, Imola P4, and Miami P5. I mean, there's a pattern here. You know, next race, he could be on the podium again. You know? This was actually the hottest race ever. 2005. It was this hot. Yeah. Miami and podium things that just make sense. Police escort. NFL Pirelli helmets. Confetti. Yeah, it's more like spider webs. And that is all the memes I have. So, that was a lot of memes. I'm almost at like 35 minutes. But yeah, next week there is a race in MotoGP. Like I said, they're gonna go to Le Mans, which I kind of like the track. I want to go there one day, maybe for like 24 hours of Le Mans. I like Le Mans. It's like characteristic. And I hope one day Formula 1 will go there too. I mean, it's a beautiful track. I love it. Last year, I believe there were like more than 200 crashes throughout the entire weekend. Like after FP1 of all classes, there was already like 100 or something. Because, well, it was raining. So, maybe this year it will rain too. I'm kind of looking forward to it. So yeah, but that is this weekend. I'm looking forward to it. Formula 1 will return that week after, May the 20th till the 22nd in Barcelona. So yeah, another week after it's Monaco, which I love. And me and my dad had a debate on like street circuits. Like he doesn't really like street circuits. I don't like them. I don't like them as much as an actual Formula 1 fan. But I do think that some tracks where it was like a great race, like street circuits talking. Like Monaco, I love Monaco. Baku should also stay. Singapore, I love Singapore. And Mexico. Like those ones should actually stay on the calendar. The rest they can just be like bye. I think Miami will go on it too, but they have to change the chicane a bit. Oh, and Australia. Australia is also street circuit. So like, only like Russia. Only like Russia would be off. That's sad. But then again, this week we're not even racing. This year we're not even racing at Russia, so. But yeah, I don't think there should come like any more street circuits. Like this is enough. This is enough races. Russia's actually getting replaced by Qatar, and I love Qatar. MotoGP goes there as well, and from next year, it's going to be on the calendar for at least 10 years. So that's going to be fun as well. I mean, last year's Qatar Grand Prix, it just blew up, like, completely. It was amazing. Like, good race as well. Only a lot of punctures, but yeah, it's fine. Punctures happen. But anyway, let me know in the comments how heavy you would have been if you were in Esteban Ocon's car, with like 51 G-force. So that's like how you calculate it. It's your weight times 51. So for me, it's like 55 times 51, and that's how you calculate it. And you don't have to put the calculation in the comments. I'm only after your answer, because like I'm not interested in knowing how heavy you guys are. So yeah, that's it. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new. But that's it from me for now, and I shall see you guys next Saturday for a nice video. I'm not sure what kind of video, maybe like Pirates of the Caribbean, or like an adventure map with my friend Ben, or just a tutorial video. I don't know how it goes, but yeah, I'll pop off, and I'll see you guys on Saturday. Bye!